You may not be aware of this, but Google, Mr. Sundar Pichai, Alphabet, Google, whatever you want to call them, they have implemented usage limits on Gemini. Yes, they have. I was shocked and appalled the first time I was using it, and it said, oops, you are now using the Gemini Lite model, the Flash Lite model. You do not have access to the regular Flash until like for the next 5 hours. I was like, I was appalled. What was I supposed to do? So what we're going to do today, we are going to figure out why they implemented these usage limits and how we can use Gemini more effectively, more efficiently, so that we do not get locked out of Gemini and get banned. And now we're like, I don't know what to do with my life. So let's go ahead and jump into how to navigate these usage limits, because you know, these LLMs ain't loyal. No, they are not.
How dare we speak Merry Christmas?
So let's jump into it. So I started off by prompting Gemini. Can you explain to me the new Gemini usage limits? Because I think that the best way to get into this is to go to the source, go to the horse's mouth, which would be Gemini. Explain to me your usage limits. Why were they implemented by Google, and how can we make the most efficient use of our quotas and limits? And can you please share when we should use which model, such as the Flashlight model, the Flash model, and the Pro? And what happens if we end up reaching our quota, so we can make the most of our Gemini experience? Because at the end of the day, I want to be besties with Gemini. I do not want any quotas and limits being put in place. So please, Gemini, would you help a brother out? So what did Gemini say? I haven't even read this yet. So Gemini says, Google rolled out a major shift in how Gemini's usage limits works. If you've noticed your limits acting a bit different lately, which I have noticed, and I was so heartbroken. It's because Google completely removed away from counting the number of messages you send, switching instead to a compute used or resource consumption framework. So basically, they're calculating. They're calculating your tokens at the end of the day. They're saying, okay, you have X amount of tokens to use for the next 5 hours, and if you use them in the next 5 minutes, then so sorry for you. No soup for you. It says, understanding how the new system tracks your actions makes it much easier to budget your access and prevent unexpected lockouts. You know what? I think that this is very, very important. Let's say you have Claude Code at your company. I think it's very important that you would prompt Claude to find out what is the best way to use Claude. What's the best way to use Gemini? What's the best way to use Gemini CLI? What's the best way to use ChatGPT? What's the best way to use OpenAI's Codex? So that way, number one, if you're paying for yourself, you're not burning through your tokens. And if you're using it for your company, you're using it to the most efficient way possible, because you should not. You should treat your company's money as if it's your own money. Maybe that's an unpopular opinion, but that's how I see it. All right. Anyways, understanding how this new system tracks your actions makes it much easier to budget your access and prevent unexpected lockouts. The new usage limit and why Google implemented it. So previously, Gemini used a simple daily prompt limit. For example, you get X number of questions per day. Under this new system, your limit is calculated based on how hard the AI has to work to answer you. All right. So it says, under the new system, yes, under the new system, your limit is calculated based on how hard the AI has to work to answer your question. And this is how I got locked out, because what you have seen me do on this channel is we would end up saying, connect to this code base and analyze this code. And within like 2 or 3 prompts, it said, no mas, you are not welcomed here. It actually, Gemini told me.
Do not come.
That was painful. I'm going to be honest. That was painful, right? So why the change? As features like multimodal analysis, uploading giant videos, audio, and code bases, generation of high-res assets, and deep research became standard, a simple prompt counter no longer made sense. A user asking, what's the weather, was eating up the same prompt quota as someone uploading a 45-minute video and asking for a detailed scene breakdown, which we tried with our jiu-jitsu video, which was about 5 minutes, and it got it horrendously wrong. Neither. Is it neither or neither? neither, here nor there, right? It says the compute-based model ensures heavy users pay for the massive processing power they consume, while light users aren't needlessly penalized. Oh, that's so sweet. That is so sweet, but bad news for me because you know how we get down on this channel. We put our large language models to work. Work, all right? Work. It says how the quota structures work. Your usage is evaluated on a tiered timeline. So pull out your notepads, pull out your AI recorders. This is how the usage is evaluated on a tiered timeline, and this is probably across all the other providers, Claude, Codex, ChatGPT, whatever, right? It says the 5-hour rolling window. Your usage is continuously tracked. If you burn through a massive amount of compute quickly, you will hit a temporary 5-hour limit. So you need to allocate your 5 hours carefully. The weekly cap. Underneath the 5-hour window sits a broader weekly cap. So you have a 5-hour cap, and then you have a weekly quota. So be careful how you use your AI. All right, be careful how you use your AI. This is specific to Gemini. I'm assuming that it spans out to other providers or other large language models. So keep that in mind. Which goes in line into why it is important for us to start building out our own RAGs, our own context servers, our own context databases, so that we can connect our large language models to these RAGs, the retrieval augmented generation, and to our own MCP's model context protocol. Just dropping bombs like that, right? Anyways, that's why this is so important what we do on our live streams. You want to build out your own RAG. You want to build out your own MCPs so that when using these tools, it's not using all of your tokens. It's not relearning the same things over and over and over. Stop having your large language models have amnesia. All right, have them remember what you're doing. So the subscription multiplier, your baseline quota depends entirely on your tier. So for free tiers, standard basic limits restricted to Flash models, although the new Flash is pretty powerful, I'm just gonna say. AI Plus, 2 times higher limits than standard. And then AI Pro, 4 times higher limits than standard, unlocks pro models and 1 million token context window. 1 million token context. It's a lot. So it looks like there is a AI Plus tier right in between the AI Pro tier. Let me see. What is the AI? Let me see if I can find that real quick. Google AI plans. Let me see what they have. Google AI Plus. So let me move this into here real quick. All right, so Google's AI plans, they have AI Plus. Oh, they have a $4.99 plan. I didn't know about that one. But that one does not get the Pro model. So it gets the 2 times higher usage limits, so you get more usage. Omni and Gemini. So that's the video generation, daily briefs in Gemini, and then the AI inbox, which I just got my AI inbox recently. And I looked at it, and it was basically telling me I have a bill due in this day to do something else. I don't know. And then the AI Pro, which is the one that I currently have, is the 5 terabytes of storage. Create faster and get more done. You have 4 times the usage limit. You have access to our Pro models and YouTube Premium Lite. What? I have YouTube Premium Lite? I didn't know that. Maybe I can get rid of my expensive YouTube Premium and get all these people who are feeding off my YouTube Premium and get them the heck out of here. But you know, family wouldn't appreciate that. And then the new plan, they have the Google AI Ultra, $100 a month, starting at 20 terabytes, accelerate your workflow, 20 times more limits than in Gemini than in the Pro plan. Gemini Spark coming soon, and the YouTube Premium for individual. And then they don't even talk about the other one anymore, do they? They don't even talk about the $200 plan anymore. Neither here nor there. Anyways, I get distracted. Let's go back. AI Ultra 5 times, so that's the one for $100. Good to know. Google explicitly caps the maximum amount of quota a single heavy prompt can drain, so that one accidental giant upload won't wipe out your entire daily access. Additionally, system errors or failed requests do not count against your quota. If it fails on Google's end, it is free. Did Google just say a free 99? The Google workout plan. Let's go. Let's get it. So model selection. So here is where it gets important. Here is where we figure out when to use flashlight for the basic jobs, when to use Flash, and when to use Pro. So to start your quota, you should manually toggle between models depending on the complexity of your task. Google now keeps your model selection persistent across chat sessions so it won't reset on you. It says, all right, so if you want to use a Gemini Lite free, no quota, so are you telling me I can use a Gemini Lite as much as I want and I am not going to it is not going to count against me? Let's get it. So free, no quota cost, simple text Q&A, proofreading, quick brainstorming, formatting data, or basic translations. You're going to want to use the Gemini Flash Lite model for a free $99. Gemini Flash, low compute, not as much as the Pro. And keep in mind, they just released the 3.5 Flash model as well, which is supposed to be performing pretty damn well. It says high frequency coding, processing medium-sized images and audio, quick summaries of shorter documents, and rapid prototyping. And then we have the Gemini Pro, the creme de la creme, high compute. It's expensive. That's why it's the creme de la creme. It says heavy-duty multivariable coding, complex logic problems, processing massive data files, multi-page document synthesis, and utilizing extended thinking or deep research tools. So now, let's say you went on a binge, on an AI binge, and you said, you know what, I am too good for the Flash and the Flashlight model. I am going to use the Pro model through and through. It is what it is. So what happens if you reach your quota? If you reach your 5-hour or weekly compute limit while using premium models like Gemini Pro, you won't be entirely cut off. Instead, the system triggers an automatic fallback. So the automatic fallback is going to be downgraded to Gemini Flashlight. Gemini Flashlight? Bruh. Seriously, Google? Seriously, Sundar? You're going to do that to me? But hey, if you think you're too good for Flash and Flashlight and you want to binge on Pro, you want to go all out on Pro, then you get put in solitary confinement, you and Gemini Flashlight. All right, it says the notification. A notification will appear at the bottom of the app letting you know your premium quotas have been maxed out and exactly what time your limit will refresh. The lifeline. Oh, there is a lifeline. There is a lifeline. You can pay as you go. You can pay as you go. If you're an AI Pro or Ultra subscriber and absolutely cannot wait for the 5-hour refresh, Google allows you to purchase top-up AI credits and on a pay-as-you-go basis to immediately unlock Pro models again. Woo! Maybe if you ballin' like that and you want Pro, then you can pay for it. So now what we really need to know, how to maximize our efficiency. Not only your efficiency, but also my efficiency. So I'm going to say our efficiency. So if you want to keep your Pro access alive and avoiding hitting the fallback wall to the dastardly Flashlight model, no flashlight. We're not getting put in the dark, all right? It says clear out long chat. Ooh, clear out. So strategies here. All right, listen up, friends, family. Message. Here is the strategy so that your AI model has a long, prosperous life. Clear out long chat histories. Every time you send a new message in an ongoing chat, the AI has to reread the entire chat. Oh, I did not know that. So it has to reread the entire chat. I thought it remembered. A conversation that is 50 messages long consumes drastically more compute per prompt than a brand new chat thread. If a topic is wrapped up, start a new chat. That's a good point. That is a good point, because sometimes I like to go into previous chats and so it has the context, but you know how much compute that's costing me? Way too much for my liking. Too rich for my blood, as they say in poker, right? Is that what they say in poker? When they want to fold, they say too rich for my blood. Offload the flashlight. It says offload the flashlight. Use the free flashlight model as your default workspace. Only manually switch to the toggle to Pro when you hit a complex logical wall or need to process massive multimodal assets. Also, monitor your health. So you know how people have the Whoop, there it is band, or the Fitbits, or the Apple Watch, or the whatever Google Watch, if it's a OnePlus or what do they call the other one, the Samsung watches, whatever it is that you have to monitor your health. You can check your high level resource consumption at any time by going to settings, and use your limits on the Gemini dashboard. So it says, do you want to look at your current plan options or check your, no, I don't want to do that. I just wanted to share with my people so that they can know how to maximize their AI token usage with Gemini, with ChatGPT, with Claude. With Claude, you're probably switching between Opus 4.6 and Sonnet 4.7 and whatever it is that they have to offer. And if you like to be very, very disobedient, even Mythos, aka Fable. But it seems like the government said, no way, Jose, you're not getting it. Anyways, that is our video for today. Let me know if you found this useful. Let me know which tip you find the most intriguing. And how do you feel about Google and all these companies implementing these limitations, these restrictions on their AI models? There's so much that we can do on this channel. We can take an open source model, set up a home server, and have our own AI running on there, and then we moonlight over to Gemini, to Claude, to ChatGPT when necessary. But we have our own model training on our own information. We can have our own large language model running, our own RAG running. So much we can do, but that is in the future. That is the end of this video. Do me a favor, leave me a comment. Let me know your thoughts. Is there anything else you would like me to cover? I am the AI tech expert, TechOtralf, at your disposal. Let me know, drop me a comment about the topic, about additional topics, any questions that you have. Let me know, and I will be there to serve you. Do me a favor on your way out, though. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know every time we go live and drop new content. As well, go to TechOtralf.dev. Join us over there for all of the exciting work that we do. I have my Tech Barbarians over there. We have our Vibe Code and Chill sessions. We have our Scrum Nights. We have access to the Resume Flow app. We have access to the Speak Precisely app. We have access to the TechOtralf coaching portal app as well, the Tech Barbarians coaching portal, where you can revolutionize every aspect of your life so that you can win. All right, but that is it for today. You guys have a wonderful rest of your day. TechOtralf, we are out.
Ain't no days off. The way isn't trending. You don't bleed in practice, you die in the field. Look, swinging the wood till my knuckles are bleeding. I don't need rest, it's the combat I'm needing. 10,000 hours, I'm locked in the zone. Carving my spirit right down to the bone. Stepping my radius, watch how I sever. I'm swinging this blade like I do this forever.